That singing you hear in the background is my wife. She likes to sing a lot. She's really fun that way. Tonight I'm taking a look at this game called Finca. And I'm taking a look at this game Finca tonight because for whatever reason, people always compare this game to the one I did last night, Cinque Terre. I own both. I think they're very different games. They look kind of the same. They both have pretty colors and they have pretty supplies and components. But this game's really different. I mean, like this one's set in the old world kind of thing. So anyway, this game. Well, first things first. Let's just take a look at the board here. It's just a pretty small board. I'm going to put my hand out here just to kind of give you a scale. Pretty small board. And this board has several regions on it. And then there are fincas, which are little, like, I think just, they mean farms in Italian. I might be totally wrong on that. If you're Italian or speak Italian, let me know. But there's these little fincas. And then there's also this big windmill rondel, and that's really where the game happens at. And I know some people are just big fans of rondels. This one doesn't really move during the game. It's really just a randomized circle of goods. And we'll talk about that here in a second. Then we also have these tiles, and there's a stack of 4 tiles in every field, and they can do just different things. So this one says get 2 olives, I believe is what that is, to satisfy the, well, it's kind of like reversed. It's like when you're up here, you find demand or something. The theme doesn't really work, honestly, but the mechanics are pretty good. The idea is that you're going to get goods at the windmill and then take them to fields, which doesn't make a ton of sense. There's probably really something in the rulebook that tells us really why that happens, but I sure don't know why it is. So now let's get to the mechanics of the game. The mechanics of this game are really just simple. So at the beginning of the game, everybody just puts their people randomly on a blade of the windmill here. And then what you do is, as the game goes on, these little farmers are going to end up on random blades of the windmill. And as they end up on the windmill, they're always, this is going to be kind of similar to Cinque Terre, but that's about where the similarities end. Produce in this. You move your farmers on this rondel, and that's really how you get your goods. So there's 3 farmers on this blade of the windmill. So because of that, I count 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. I would move my farmer up 3 blades. And when I move my farmer up 3 blades, I stop on the grapes. Well, also, since I moved 3 spots to get to that grape, I collect 3 grapes from the supply. So 1, 2, 3. So the little fruit maples in this are really cool. So 3 steps up to get the grapes. And I get 3 grapes in my supply. And I'm playing kind of as the red player, and I've got my little special tiles, and there's other colors you can play with. But at any rate, I move up. I get 3 of those produce. Now the other thing that's kind of neat about this game is, so now let's say the yellow player's playing. The yellow player's got 2 on here now, so they go 1, 2, and they end up with whatever that good is. It's this guy here, onions maybe, blue onions. So he ends up with 2 of those because he moved 2 spots. But then if you look real carefully here at the rondel, see that little donkey tile thing that's connected to that? Well, then you would get one of these little donkey tiles. And these little donkey tiles are required for you to deliver your fruit. So your rondel, you can't just always maximize getting the most fruit. Sometimes you have to rotate around the board in order to end on those donkey cart spots. So then once I get a donkey cart and I have the right goods, I look at matching things that are out here. So this one says 2 grapes. So I'm going to go ahead and try and deliver my 2 grapes with the donkey cart. So if I'm the red player, well, how am I going to get that done? Well, I guess I could do it like here, right here. Move 1, and that space is connected to the donkey carts. So I get a donkey cart. I get 1 blue onion because I only moved 1. But now I can use this donkey cart that I just collected. So this donkey cart right here, plus 2 goods. And I'm going to go ahead and deliver those 2 goods there. And you can deliver up to 6 goods. So that'd be a really bad turn, really, honestly, to use my donkey cart to just get those 2 goods. The other thing too is normally there's a stack of 4 tiles in every field. On this one I just set up 1. So I take this tile, and then what I've done now is I've exhausted the tiles for that region. So you can see the little regions on the board here. Whoever, now this Finca gets resolved. So whoever has the most, I'm guessing those are like blue onions or something, I don't know. Whoever has the most of these gets this Finca tile, and they get 5 additional points. And we put the little wooden Finca out there. This has been exhausted. Okay, so at the end of the game, when the Fincas are all exhausted, you tally up your points. The game really, honestly, mostly happens with this rondel up here. I mean, that's really the majority of the game. And then it's like, set collection, trying to maximize your moves. So this is where, I mean, like, you can get some really crazy good moves. So this is where, if I'm the yellow player, I've got, several things I could do. But look at that grapes right there. The grapes, I could go one spot, and now I'm going to collect 4 grapes. So that's pretty amazing. That's a great move there. And then this guy can move 4 spots next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually I wouldn't collect 4 grapes because I'm only moving 1 spot. But then that sets this up. So now I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to collect 4 olives because I had 4 workers where I left from, and I moved 4 spaces. So now I would get 4 olives. And again, these little wooden components are pretty awesome. There's little lemons, little olives, little onions, or whatever those are. I'm sure people know what those are, and I'm just dense. And then I think those are coffee beans there. And so whatever they are, I mean, like, it's just goods that you collect. And then as you exhaust those tiles, you resolve those Finca tiles, the Finca buildings. And this will be whoever had the most grapes and oranges in the game. They've delivered it to this point, would get this 5-point tile. The rondel, it always randomizes, so it's always a little different. Oh, Jason, go ahead and do Dinosaur Island. I don't think there's a problem doing a few things every night. So, yeah, if you're watching right now, which it seems like there's not many people watching, Jason's going to have a Dinosaur Island video up either tonight or tomorrow, sometime soon. I know he's pumped about that game, and I am too. I went to a local board game shop today to see if they had a copy. They did not. They won't have any till March. So, lucky Jason got one. Lucky Jason got one at his local trading card supply store, which happens to sell board games, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of a bummer story anyway. So that's the whole game, basically. You're moving your farmers around on this windmill rondel, collecting goods, and then using the goods that you collect to complete these orders. Pretty simple little game. Like I said, most of the work is in this rondel up here. That you're thinking, okay, like this guy, when he moved on there and gave 4 people on there, he's really like setting red up to get a lot of goods. This is, if I'm red, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll do this. And then now I can get 2 goods off of this. If I need grapes, the next move I go there, it's 2, The final thing I'm going to mention is everybody gets these 4 tiles at the beginning of the game that you get 1 use of. And this is, you can pay 1 less good to complete a supply. This one is take 2 turns. Take 2 turns on the rondel. So collect goods twice before you would want to go deliver. The final is like you get an extra strong donkey. The extra strong donkey can carry 10 goods instead of the normal 6 goods. And then finally, this one is go to any blade on the rondel using the normal movement. Or using the normal collection rules. So this one here, it was like coming from 3. I could go here and get 3 citrus, 3 orange. So those 4 tiles you get to use at any point in the game. I'm going to say right now, this game came out a little before Cinque Terre. They're both put out in the United States by Rio Grande Games. And I was reading in the forums that they actually delayed putting out Cinque Terre because of this game. They thought, the feel of these games is so similar with the colorful fruit and produce that we want to delay putting out Cinque Terre and just have Finca out for a little while. And that was from Chris Handy on the forums on BGG. So you don't have to believe me. You can go look. Just look up Finca versus Cinque Terre. And that was a real thing that happened. So now my personal opinion on the 2 games is this. This game is perfectly fine, and some people really love this game. They really, really love this game. And I think it's a good game. I think it's certainly a nice family weight, maybe slightly family weight plus game. Has a nice little rondel, on there that randomizes things every time. And that's really where the game's at, is, blocking and moving there. And then also just trying to see what you can, finish out order-wise. But I personally, if I had to pick just one game to keep in my collection between Cinque Terre and Finca, I'm keeping Cinque Terre. And thankfully I don't have to make that decision because I do enjoy this game also. The other problem with this game, it's got some pretty art on it too. The art on the front of it's not too bad. The board looks fairly pretty. The components are really good, but the bottom line is I would rather have Cinque Terre. The rondelle, I know some people love rondelles. They go crazy for rondelles, and so if you're one of those people, then that's going to be like your cup of tea or whatever on that. But this game is out of print, and it's. I looked at a thread from 2016 that said something along the lines of Hans im Glück, we're going to try and give the rights to some other company that was going to do a Kickstarter to reprint it. Well, that hasn't happened, and it's been, pushing 2 years since that discussion happened, and I just don't see this one getting a reprint. I lucked into this one. Actually, I didn't look into it. This is just about how board gamers are just kind of cool sometimes. So I wanted this game. It had been out of print. And I put it on my I want it in trade list, and I put it on there, and I had Marvel Legendary or something along those lines that was newer, but I didn't like it. And a lady from South Carolina said, "Hey, I'll trade you for Finca." She offered me a deal on Board Game Geek, and I replied back. I said, "I would love to do that, but I want you to know your copy of Finca is out of print, and it's selling on Amazon for over $100 right now, used." And she said, "Yeah, I understand. I want someone to get a chance to play this game, and I want to get this other game pretty badly too. So to me, it's worth the trade." So I said, "Well, okay, if you're okay with that, I'm definitely okay with that." So I ended up getting my copy because of kind of the kindness of another board gamer. And so I don't know. I just feel like as board gamers, it's another topic for a podcast or something probably. But as board gamers, we do a good job sometimes taking care of each other. And it's like I think the world could learn a little something from board gamers. Like, I think the best board gamers in the world are very welcoming of other people. They let them into their games. They are really, really pretty great people. So, anyway, this game, Finca, a pretty little game. I would put it in the medium weight family weight, heavier for a family weight game. There's a lot of going on here. I mean, you have to remember all the sets that you're trying to collect and things like that. There's a few moving pieces, but overall, an excellent game. I would say if I were going to give, like Cinque Terre an 8, I'd give this like a 7-8. So it's not like a lot lower than Finca is, or than Cinque Terre is. But my personal preference is a little bit to Cinque Terre, and I don't really know why they need to be compared. I mean, like, they're probably similar in the same way Lords of Waterdeep and in the same way Lords of Waterdeep and Champions of Midgard are similar. I mean, like, they kind of have the sort of the same things in them, like you're recruiting people or you're collecting fruit. So, really different games, though. That's it. Does anybody have any questions for me at this point? I will answer any questions anybody might have at this point, or if any components you guys want to see a little closer. Otherwise, I'm going to call it done for the night. Jason says he needs this game. I know Jason loves rondelles, so that's I'm trying to keep this show rated PG, this spotlight rated PG, but I know that's a pretty sexy rondelle there, isn't it? So anyway, thanks for watching. Check out some of the other board game spotlights we've done. Jason's done a couple, or will have done a couple after tonight or tomorrow. I've done 2-3 of them. It's a way for us to. I think we're trying to just kind of just show people some games in our collections that are just a little different than what the normal game is that we normally get out. Yeah, this game's a little bit rare, Kim. I do like it. I like that it's rare too. I'm not gonna lie. I like that this is one that I can pull out and people go, "Wait, what is this?" So that's it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now. Thanks for watching.